In 1999, as my tour as American ambassador to Cambodia was drawing to an end, I made a trip back to the United States and was in New York City. My wife and 3 children joined me there. We stayed in the apartment of Ambassador Richard Holbrooke, the U.S. permanent representative to the UN in the Waldorf Astoria. Wonderful opportunity to stay there and to be in this wonderful setting as his guest. And while we're in New York City and we go out and see the sights and attend events, and I told my children, I want to take you up and show you where I lived when I was 8 years old, when I was Kenny from the block, living on Decatur Avenue in the Bronx between 200th Street and 201st Street, when that was my identity, all deference to Jennifer Lopez, Jenny from the block, and show you where my earliest memories come from. So we piled in our van and figured out how to get up there and drive up and park on Decatur Avenue, and we get out, and there's the house I lived in. We lived on the first floor. There were boarders on the second floor, right next to an apartment building, and I'm standing out on the sidewalk, and I'm telling my 2 sons and my daughter, here's where we played stoop ball, and here's where we played stickball, and here's where we played hide and seek, and here's where we played ring alivio. It was like capture the flag. And, they were putting up with me and saying, oh, Dad, that's really interesting. And so we're standing there in front of the house where I lived, and it's got steps going up to a porch. And I said, I just wish I could take you inside the house and show you where my room was and show you where I was as a little boy. And they said, it's all right, Dad, it's okay. We don't need to do that. And so then I sort of bolt up the stairs. I was in my 50s. I was a little faster. I still step on them, and they kind of grabbed me to try to stop me, but I'm up to the top in the porch, and I go up and I'm knocking on the door, and they catch up with me. And this woman comes to the door. So it's like 2 p.m. We don't look too threatening. She looks out at us. And I said, excuse me. I know you won't believe this, but I lived in this house 50 years ago when I was 7 or 8 years old. I wonder if you would ever let us come in so I could show my children where my room was and where I lived in this early part of my life. So she said, okay. And she opens the door and she's leading us in and we're walking behind. So she's Asian. And I said, excuse me, if I could ask, where are you from? And she said, I'm from Cambodia. And I go, Chumri Psua, Suk Sabai Chiek Te. Hello, how are you? Thinking she'd be pleased, but she gets this kind of horrified look on her face. And all of a sudden I hear people inside, kind of tables rattling and people moving and a door banging shut. And it occurs to me that I must look like the most clever immigration sting ever perpetrated on somebody. And I realize I'm now appear to be a threatening person. And I said, oh no, let me explain. I'm the American ambassador in Cambodia. Here's my business card written in Cambodian. So she takes it and looks at it and she's reassured. I'm not, the ICE agent or anything. And she lets us come in. And I said, where are you from? You're from Cambodia. So I'm from Battambang, which is a province near the Thai border. I said, I was just up in Battambang, and you have to see it. They're paving Highway 5. Oh, really? And we're chatting about life in Battambang province in Cambodia. I get to show my kids around. Here's my room. Here's where the dining room was, et cetera, et cetera. The other people who had run out the back door came back in, chatting with them. And we go out afterwards and down on the steps, and I'm standing on the sidewalk. And I say to my 3 children, I said, I want to tell you something about your country. If 50 years ago, in 1949, when I was 7 years old living on this block, anyone had said that some kid living on Decatur Avenue would someday be an American ambassador, everyone would have thought you were as crazy as if you said someday there'll be people from Cambodia living on this block. Not that anybody would have known where Cambodia was in 1949. And I said, this is what's possible in our country. Somebody like me from this block can, through hard work, studying hard, get to be where I am today, where I've been. Amazing look back in time, a memory, and a lesson about what America can be and what can be possible in America. It's almost impossible anyplace else.